Hey yo, what is up you guys? It's your boy Jinx here, back with another video. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. Feels like I haven't seen y'all boys in like a month, but it's only been like 2 weeks. I meant to post sooner, but September 5th, I was literally like my first day of school, and I've been trying to catch up on my work. And I am. Like, literally, I had all my work done today. So I said, you know what? Let's make a video. Real talk though, I really missed all y'all and thank all y'all for the support. The 50K views, y'all went crazy and ran up the video. Like, even people that hated on the video, like, y'all just gave me more engagement. Like, thank you, genuinely, all of you, thank you. Every single last person who watched the video, whether you hated it, whether you liked it, subscribed, whether you didn't, it don't matter. But real, for real, shout out to all the people that really did like the video and subscribe. Like, y'all are truly the supporters and a part of the Jinx community, and we're just gonna keep building it up and up as we go. Like, as I drop these videos, we're gonna get more and more people in the community type shit. I also want to thank y'all because of y'all running up the video like crazy. I am now a YouTube partner. Now what that means, y'all probably already know what it is, but for the people who don't, I can finally start making money off of my videos. I never planned on making money off of my videos. Like, no bullshit. That was never even a possibility to me. Like, that never even came to my mind. Like, you could literally watch my goals for 2024 video. That never was even like a thought in my mind like 7 months ago. I never thought like, hey, I want to do this for money. None of that, like, yada, yada, yada. I never had that plan ever. But now I am fortunate enough to have that possibility, had that opportunity because y'all are the best, for real. Y'all are the best. I love all y'all. And since I promised it last video, it's time. It's time, bro. It's time. Daily dose of comments. Yeah. Let's see what comments we got. Shout outs to your favorite Mass Texan. He said White P. Diddy on my Tomer Lawton video. Thank you for, commenting and supporting. And he really is White P. Diddy, is he? Like he really is. Shout out to Nova1992, TT6TG. She looked like that one old ass fish from SpongeBob, the one in the wheelchair. I ain't gonna lie, that shit made me laugh. That shit made me laugh. That was on my most recent video, the Kyle Jones video that I made like 2 weeks ago. And she really do. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of these comments are accurate and they made me laugh. Most of the time, I'm gonna do like 1 or 2 comments that I just found funny. I'm not gonna really do that many, but I found a couple more that I found funny, so I'm just going to put it in the video. Plus, we got one person that followed what I put in the description, so I'm going to shout that person out too. Sandburger with Cheese said all he wanted was a cupcake. That was on my EDP video. And EDP, you know what you are.
I hate you like I'm young.
And lastly, Classic Chaotic said, bro dresses like he got a job interview at the time, goofy ad. Now, the reason why he's included in the video is if you clearly see, there's an emoji. It's a grandma emoji. And that was on my most recent video. It was the video with Kyle Jones in it, the one freaky dude that's into grandmas. So in the description, in the lower part of the description, I said the first person to comment that emoji gets put in the next video for a shout out. And he did it first from what I seen in the comments. So shout outs to you. Now let's get into the actual video. As y'all probably know, as I'm recording this video, it's Friday, September 13th. I ain't gonna lie, I said I was gonna put out this video on Friday. Yeah, I can't do that shit. I'm probably gonna put this video out tomorrow, like September 14th. But as I'm recording this video, it's Friday the 13th, which means spooky time is coming soon. It's almost October, and some spooky shit is bound to happen. We already got Smart Schoolboy 9 and shit, so why not add another spooky thing on that spooky list? Unless y'all consider spooky also weird. Today we're going to be talking about Lily Tino, as you could probably see by the title and the thumbnail of this video. Today we're going to be talking about Lily Contino, trans TikToker, trans influencer, if you will. And Lily Tino is pretty controversial in the trans community. Doesn't really do much to help the trans community. More of like detrimental to it, more of a disaster, if you will. A lot of the people in the trans community don't like Lily Tino because Lily Tino is very well a fucking weirdo, all right? And there's multiple reasons that I'm going to explain why. There's a lot that's wrong with Lily Tino's content, but I'm going to start by the main point of her content, which is trying to get people fired. And y'all might be thinking I'm legit exaggerating when I say that, but I'm not even trolling. So Lily Tino's content, a lot of it revolves around going to like restaurants and public places to where she can go record herself. It's usually outdoors and she's usually eating something, trying some food out, something like that. That's a lot of her content. And I don't know if she's some sort of food reviewer, but I don't know if I was like some restaurant owner and I saw someone pull out a whole fucking camera and ask if they could record at my place while they eat my food, I'd probably think there's some Keith Lee motherfucker who's trying to review my food. As with any establishment or restaurant, obviously the service isn't going to be 100% perfect. That's just not the case literally anywhere you go, especially not any place in fucking America. Like the food service is fucking dog shit. But that's not even the point, alright? You know, Lily Tino goes to these places and a lot of her content seems like she's just trying to quote unquote expose people, aka the waiters and the waitresses that, you know, work at these establishments and these restaurants. It seems like she's just farming content by making herself seem like some sort of victim for being misgendered in public. Now, anybody knows that they could make the mistake of this, and any rational human being would understand that this is some sort of mistake and they would just leave it at that. But no, Lily Tino proceeds to record these situations and tries to viralize it for TikTok views. She's a fucking leech. She seemingly makes these situations more of a big deal than it actually is, because we can just chalk it up to just a regular mistake and leave it at that. But no, as soon as this happens, she's like, actually, I'm a woman. I actually am a woman. You know, and a lot of these places that she goes to, she specifically goes there, records, and the first thing that she says to the waiter is not, oh, could I have a drink? Could I have an appetizer? Oh, I would like this, this, and this. This is my order. No, the first thing that she says to the waiter or waitress that's giving her food is, I am a woman. It's almost as if Lily is one of those vegan people that make being vegan like their whole personality, but instead it's just her gender and what she identifies as. Like, bro, we do not give a fuck that you're a woman. And the fact that she wants to be seen as a real woman, because, you know, a lot of people don't see trans people as real women for some reason. You know, I personally don't care if you're trans, you know, do what you gotta do. That shit got nothing to do with me. Me personally, I don't really care. But no biological woman has to make it be known that they're a woman. Like, if you're secure and confident in the fact that you are a woman, because, you know, you're a trans woman, and a lot of these people, you know, I guess you could say a lot of people don't think that trans women are real women. So I guess you could make an argument like, oh, it's not that bad. They're just saying what they identify as, that they're a woman. But it's like, dude, I don't go around in fucking restaurants saying, hey, I'm actually a man. Like, dude, we don't care. I promise. It's not that big of a deal. And yeah, just chalk it up to a mistake, because a lot of these people are very apologetic when they end up accidentally misgendering her. They end up, you know, being sorry because they didn't mean to say that. And a lot of people would understand that, but Lily just wants to have some sort of viral moment. It seems like she's willing to do anything just to go viral. And here's some of those clips of her doing the very thing that I just described.
It looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, like, it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay, the sweet water starts at, okay,
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
it's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir.
Oh, okay.
It just really sucks every time it happens. I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir, you know? Thank you. Did you call me sir? I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir. Call me sir. It's just like, it kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Very good. Thank you so much. No, yeah. Thank you. I'm not a sir. Nothing like a good misgendering. It is a knife in the gut when I get called sir. I feel like I need to tell him. I need to tell him that hurt. It hurts more when it's not intentional, because it means like this is sir to him. I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not a sir.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean it. It's just, you know, it hurts. I know when people clock me, it's fine, but like it does kind of hurt. Thank you. I'm not sir.
Oh, sorry.
Not sir. Not sir. But the guy who dropped the food off, he called me sir twice in a row.
Okay. I'll let him know that, and
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know it might not seem like her true intention is to get people fired, but she calls for the manager sometimes, and it's like, what do you expect the managers to actually do here? People call for managers for assistance. I know you would just want to like leave a tip or something, and just like, oh, like, yeah, someone called me like, you know, a man, but it's like, dude, it wasn't like some sort of big deal, like they were like fucking harassing you and like calling you all some sort of mean names or something. They just accidentally called you sir, corrected themselves and apologized, and you would make it seem like you understood, like it was all good. But no, you proceeded to post a video, blur the person's face without their permission, and, you know, put it on the internet for everyone to see. You're a fucking weirdo for that. That's just weird. Which makes this situation even weirder, because you'd think for somebody who criticizes all these people for assuming people's genders and, you know, assuming her gender and misgendering her, you'd think she'd be less of a hypocrite, but that's not the case at all. She literally has a series on TikTok where she assumes people's genders, and it's like along the lines of something like people who are probably trans, and it's a bunch of famous celebrities who she just assumes and, you know, tries to have context clues, quote unquote, and picks out reasons for why they were probably trans. And it's just really fucking stupid. It's dumb, bro. It's dumb. Which also, you can't even call this like assuming. At this point, these are just conspiracy theories that she's just putting out there. These are just rumors, just straight trans propaganda that she's pushing on to people. Like, we get it, you're a trans activist, you're a trans influencer, you're trans, we get it. You do not have to make it your whole personality and everything revolving your content. She tries to fit it with everything she does, and she also even assumed the gender of someone who is dead. She tried to make this like weird conspiracy theory that somehow Kurt Cobain was transgender like before he died, or was like at least like thinking about being transgender because he wore dresses, which is a dumbass idea and a dumbass statement in and of itself. It's really fucking stupid. I mean, is Young Thug somehow possibly trans because he wore a dress? He wore dresses and feminine things. That doesn't mean someone's trans, bro. If that was truly the case, then gay men and men who paint their fingernails could possibly be expected to be trans as well and be like speculated as that. That's just not the fucking case. It's not how that works. You're just milking it. You're pushing this trans agenda so fucking hard. It's sad. It's desperate. It's already bad enough that Lily is milking and pushing the trans agenda so fucking hard, and it's giving a bad rap for people who are trans and actually want to help the community. It's already bad enough that she's doing that. It's already bad enough that she's speculating that these people are trans. But the fact that she's also doing it to somebody who is dead and can't even defend themselves from these allegations is fucking beyond me. It's actually insane. And it's very disrespectful, to be honest. It's very disrespectful. I'll just play the video so y'all can see.
Bet you didn't know that Kurt Cobain was probably trans. Here's why. First off, Kurt wore a lot of women's clothing, and when asked about this, they replied that they wore dresses all the time because they felt comfortable and free. Just look at Kurt in these pictures. They look so happy. And in an interview about their childhood, Kurt said that they mostly hung out around girls, and that at one point, they thought they might be gay. Many trans people who don't have the vocabulary yet to express their gender identity will describe what they're feeling as being gay. That's exactly what I did in middle school. Kurt is also quoted as saying that they identify more with the feminine than with the masculine. This is clear proof that Kurt did not identify with the gender they were assigned at birth. And the most convincing evidence that Kurt was trans was in an early version of Nirvana's All Apologies lyrics, where Kurt wrote, "Let me grow some." That is clear-cut gender dysphoria. And of course, Kurt will never be able to tell us themselves, but the evidence makes it pretty obvious they were trans. That might be why Kurt's no longer with us. Maybe Kurt knew that we weren't ready.
I mean, seriously, if y'all can actually not see what's wrong with this video, I mean, just click off the video now. Like, actually, at this point, I don't know how to, like, identify with y'all and, like, generally make y'all see that this person is in the wrong for this. You are using a dead man's side as a reason for why he was possibly trans. You numbskull. What is wrong with you? This is what I mean when I say that Lily Tino is an absolute leech who will stop at nothing, absolutely nothing, to try and go viral and push out the trans agenda and make her content flow and flourish. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't stop and cut at any points. She doesn't cut any corners. She does what she wants and sees nothing wrong with what she's doing. She hasn't taken down the video. It's still up. And in the caption, it says Kurt was trans. And in the video, she said probably. She's trying to rage bait at this point. What the fuck? I'm genuinely baffled at this point. I'm fucking baffled, bro. If that's not enough to make y'all see the contradictions and like the hypocrisy within her content, well, let's take into the fact that she also assumes the genders of these, you know, workers. Because for all you know, these men and women, quote unquote, that, you know, Lily sees and, you know, interacts with, these workers, for all she knows, they could quote unquote look like men, quote unquote look like women. But for all she knows, they could identify with a different gender. They can also, you know what I'm saying? They could identify as non-binary. She doesn't think that, though. She just identifies people by how they look. She says he or she. She never says anything else different. She doesn't say, hey, X/YZ. You know what I'm saying? Like a different gender. Like, she doesn't say that. She says he or she and identifies people by how they look. She's a fucking hypocrite. And on top of that as well, I have another thing to show y'all. How about I show y'all that video of Lily Tino saying the N-word by accident? Now, I know accidents happen. No one's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. It's understandable. But if we're talking about people being misgendered and mistakes like that happening on a daily basis, you know what I'm saying, to Lily, and it being some horrible f***ing travesty, a knife in the heart, as she puts it, if that's really that big of a deal, then how would you feel as me, a black man, were to hear you accidentally say the N-word? I would be very, very offended. Now, me, I actually don't give a fuck. I don't care, bro. Whether or not you say it on purpose or by accident, you're doing it to yourself. I really don't care. But she doesn't treat the workers with the same level of, like, caliber. Like, okay, you know, you slipped up and said the N-word. They slipped up and called you sir by how you looked, the same way you do to them. It's equal. But it's not equal to her. Because apparently if someone accidentally misgenders her, it's some sort of fucking travesty. It's the next World War II. But according to Lily's delusional fucked up mind, apparently, you know, if she accidentally says the N-word, she's the next coming of Christ. She's the next Gandhi. She's the next Mother Teresa. like what are we doing here, bro?
Nugget? Nugget shivers a lot.
For context, the reason why she said nugget is because she slipped up and accidentally said the N-word because she was trying to say her dog's name. Her dog's name is Nugget, so that's why she corrected herself afterwards, as do the people, like the workers, that she criticizes for misgendering her when they correct themselves. It's the same fucking thing.
He said he a demon, we sent him the same. He copied my flow, he copied my cadence. I'm in the stew right now and
Now, it's already bad enough that Lily Tino is just a huge fucking hypocrite. It's pretty evident from the shit that I've showed you. I mean, don't take my word for it, but I mean, pretty obvious. I very much feel like she's a narcissist that gets off of like humiliation. She has a whole lot of like main character syndrome, you know, lying within her. It's just very bad. And she has just the victim mindset, the victim mentality. It's just very cringe to me. But that's already horrible and cancerous enough. But on top of that, she doesn't want to leave children alone. I'm not suspecting her to be some sort of EDP, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that. But I think her relationship and the way that she acts and behaves around children is very inappropriate for one, and also very weird. I think she's a weirdo, a bit of a creep, to be honest. Now, I, for one, don't care if someone is a part of the LGBTQ community. That literally has nothing to do with me. I literally don't care. Go out, live your life, be yourself. That has nothing to do with me. But once you start involving children into the mix is where we start getting into a gray area where you're just acting like a weirdo now. Because I feel like, personally, no like 5-year-old, 4-year-old, you know, no young child should have to learn about the LGBTQ community or have that be put into their head as at like a young age. You know, I feel like it's just like really weird, and it feels like you're trying to grow children into becoming trans. It just is really odd. And the reason why I feel like this, specifically with Lily's content, is because she behaves inappropriately in settings where children are present and sees nothing wrong with it, and sees like there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's just normal to be at like a Disneyland, you know, just talking about getting your fucking removed. Now, if I was a kid, or if I was like some sort of parent and I had my kid present, or if I was just a kid and I was, you know, wandering around Disneyland, you know, holding my parent's hand, holding my child's hand, and we're just walking around, and I suddenly see someone with a fucking camera set up where they're sitting, and they have 2 cake pops, and they're talking about getting their body parts removed in public as if this is just some normal dinner talk. Buddy, that isn't appropriate, and it's highly It's just highly disgusting to be talking about in public, especially in a setting where children are present. She has no respect for people's boundaries, but expects people to respect her boundaries. It's fucking insane. Once again, hypocritical as well. I'll play that clip.
I swear, we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad, because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there, or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon, and he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing, because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing, and it's really hard to predict when it will finish. But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed. Oh, go. Want some? My mom's here, by the way. The marshmallow tunnel.
Now you can make the argument, oh, maybe Lily Tino didn't know this was something controversial to be talking about in public. It was something weird. She is a grown adult. I feel like anybody with a working brain could understand, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this in Disneyland. And she recognizes that what she's doing is weird. Clearly, it's evident that she knows that what she's saying and talking about is odd. It seems like it's rage bait because she's saying we're about to get banned. We're about to get banned, you know, from Disneyland. Now, why would you get banned if you didn't think what you were talking about was something weird or wrong? Plus, you can clearly see in the background of the video, there are children present. This is a child setting. I find this very inappropriate, weird, and uncomfortable to be talking about your fucking in Disneyland, bro. Go to your house to do that. Or maybe don't do it at all. We don't want to know about this, bro. And I get you could say, hey, maybe you can just scroll. But it's hard to scroll when there's literal children around and children that are in danger of hearing this weird shit. Like, go be a weirdo in your own free time, bro. Don't bring that shit out in public where children are around, you fucking freak. I refuse to believe that this is just a random spur of the moment thing. This had to have been pre-planned for some reason. Like, who specifically goes to Disneyland and is just like, they just look at the food that they ordered, they're like, low-key, I think I can make an educational video about this. And it seems like she's just doing these things for clicks and views. She makes these quote-unquote educational videos. It sort of reminds me of like Kevin Leonardo in a way, because Kevin Leonardo does these things too, these educational videos. But a lot of the time it's just to like go viral in a way. I don't know. I just think it's weird. It's very freaky. This is just odd. This isn't normal to be doing in public at all. And I most definitely use the term educational very, very loosely. This isn't even the first time that Lily Tino has done something like this. It doesn't even have to be in like a child setting or like in a setting where it's like there might be children around. Just doing this in public in general is just weird, and she's done things like this before. I'm not going to show those videos because it doesn't involve children. But, you know, this is one of the things that she's done that is just very odd. And she's done more than this too. I'm guessing that most of y'all watching are probably, you know, like teens. And when y'all were younger, y'all probably watched like childhood TV shows, like children TV shows, you know, that were marketed for children, you know, like SpongeBob and shit like that, along those lines. But a lot of the time, you know, nowadays, me personally, since I'm older, I don't watch like children's TV shows or TV in general for that matter, to be honest. But a lot of the time, people just nowadays, they've ported this content over to like TikTok and YouTube, where it's supposed to be like educational kids content, sort of like YouTube Kids, but YouTube Kids. And a lot of these content creators, they make content targeted towards children, you know, family types of content. And there's a content creator named Miss Rachel. She makes like educational videos. And Lily Tino had the bright idea to make a parody style video, basically loosely copying the type of content that Miss Rachel makes for children. And it's just basically copying it. But instead, it's supposed to be teaching little children about being transgender. What like 4 to 10-year-old needs to know about being transgender? They aren't even like mentally capable or old enough to understand that concept. Why do you want to teach children about this? And why is this something that we are doing? You're weird. Leave children alone.
Today we're going to talk about something super important. What it means to be transgender. It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both? Do you have your answer? Great. Now I want you to imagine that everyone keeps telling you that you're something else, even though in your heart, you know who you are. Wouldn't that make you sad inside? People who feel like this are transgender. And if you're not transgender, it's super easy to be friends with someone who is. Let's take our imaginary friend Theo, for example. One day you notice that Theo starts wearing girl clothes instead of boy clothes, and then they tell you that they want to be called Luna instead of Theo. This is so exciting for our friend Luna because they finally get to be their true self. And if you accidentally call Luna by their old name, make sure to say a big sorry and that you'll do better next time. As you can see, transgender people are just like you and me. They're our friends.
You know, I need to take a fucking breather, dude. I can't, bro. I can't, dude. I fucking can't, bro. I can't. The fact that Lily Tino is doing this type of content and trying to target children with this content, what makes this worse is that her TikTok account, in her bio, it contains her Instagram. And when you click on her Instagram, in the link of that Instagram account, it shows spicy links to her OnlyFans. You genuinely can't make this shit up, bro. It's fucking rest, bro. You're cooked. You're a fucking weirdo. So not only are you a hypocrite, but you're a hypocrite who also targets children with gay propaganda. Please leave the kids alone, bro. I don't care if they want to become gay in the future, you know, if they want to become transgender in the future, you know, it's all up to them, because in the end, they're adults. They know what they want to do in the future, you know, that's up to them. I don't give a fuck. But the moment you start targeting them when they're at a young age and you start feeding their young mind is where we start getting into territory. I don't want to say that Lily Contino is a groomer, but I don't want to say that, but this shows some signs and some behavior of that. And I'm not using this video to paint the trans community in a bad light, because I know a lot of the people in the trans community, they don't actually fuck with Lily Contino's content. They disagree with a lot of the things that she does and says. And a lot of them are parents themselves, so they understand, you know, that the shit is just weird and you should just leave the kids out of it. And it's like, dude, please, if I ever see anyone leak the OnlyFans of Lily Tino, I might genuinely blow my brain. Whoa. Hey. And here's just a few clips to further prove and strengthen my point that a lot of these trans content creators don't actually rock with Lily Tino.
That they're transgender, believe them. A lot of people will say that it's impossible for a 4-year-old.
Why is it always people that don't have kids that are speaking for children? I'm trans and I've been a stepmother for the last 2 years. He's 5 now and has no idea that I'm transgender. He's not ready for that conversation, and we don't plan to tell him for a very long time until he's old enough to understand. 5-year-olds believe Santa Claus exists. And the fact you can sit there and tell me a 3, 4, 5-year-old is mentally competent enough to transition is fucking. I'm thankful I waited until I was an adult, because as a child, I would not have been mentally ready for how serious a transition is. What baffles me is that these radicals think that transitions are so normal and not a big deal. My stepson, for example, loves pink and loves Barbies. And trust me, I'm all for breaking gender norms, but none of that means that he's trans. These people think children must medically transition to be validated, but they want grown men to be validated even without a transition whatsoever. Wild. It's not safe or morally ethical to allow children to transition. Let kids be kids.
I bet you didn't know that Kurt Cobain was probably trans. No, I didn't. And I don't think you did either. And I don't think you should have made this video. My name is Luca, I'm a trans man, and I'm going to explain why this particular video is incredibly harmful to the trans community as a whole. In this video, the creator is saying that she thinks Kurt Cobain was probably transgender. And as a transgender person, I want to say we cannot go around doing this. We cannot go around putting people into boxes and labeling people just because of clothing or some song lyrics. We can't do that. This is giving the TERFs and politicians and people who want to erase us and erase our identity, this is giving them ammunition and fueling their fire. They can now use that video and say, look, they are trying to claim that this musician was trans. They are trying to put people into boxes. They are doing this. This is why they are infiltrating the children. This is what this video is going to get used for. And it already is. I've seen people saying stuff already. And it's incredibly harmful to our community.
In conclusion, don't be like Lily Contino, you know, leave children alone. And personally, I don't think every single trans person is targeting children. I just think this trans, content creator in particular is a hypocrite and also targeting children. And that's why I decided to talk about her today. And if you think that I can't talk about trans people or talk about somebody who's a part of the LGBTQ community, that'd be more transphobic and more homophobic, you know, in my opinion, because that means I'm making them seem like they're someone else. Like I'm treating them like they're somebody else instead of treating them like a normal person. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you're not above criticism. I'm able to talk about this. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. All right. And if y'all made it to this part of the video, you know, please like and subscribe. Please, please. I worked hard on this video. And, you know, I said I was going to drop the video like literally yesterday, but I couldn't. So, yeah, I'm actually mad tired. I'm probably going to hit the bed. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Comment down below what y'all thought of the video. I read literally every single fucking comment. That is just one last thing I wanted to say. All right, for real this time. Peace.
Told her, get back, get back, get back. Chopper, it got kicked back. Brought out shit, it's bitch facts. Did that boy in pitch black. Get that bitch stacks. 100 stacks.